Welcome to Tax Smarts Unlocked, the podcast for individuals and small business owners looking to conquer the tax landscape with confidence. Hosted by seasoned tax professional David Robson of Premier Tax and Business Services, each episode is packed with insightful advice on proactive tax planning to help you navigate the complexities of tax laws. Here's your host, David Robson.
Welcome to this episode of Tax Smarts Unlocked. I'm your host, David Robson, here to guide you through the complex yet critical maze of tax compliance for gig economy workers, freelancers, and contractors. With the flexibility and independence that freelancing brings, comes the responsibility of managing your own taxes. A task that can be daunting, but is absolutely manageable with the right knowledge and strategies. So today, we'll be unpacking essential strategies that ensure you're not paying more tax than necessary and that you're navigating these waters smoothly. Let's dive right in and talk about understanding the tax obligations that come with being a freelancer or a gig worker. When you transition to the gig economy, you step into the self-employed territory. This means you're responsible for not only income tax, but also self-employment tax, covering Social Security and Medicare. Unlike traditional employment, where your employer withholds these taxes for you as a freelancer, you have to manage this yourself, which also means being prepared for these expenses accurately. Gig workers generally have to file an annual tax return and pay estimated taxes quarterly. Simply put, sinking your teeth into the world of freelancer taxes without understanding your obligations can lead to hefty penalties. It's crucial to start by acknowledging that you have different responsibilities than an employee. Knowing your obligations, let's move into the heart of tax compliance, tracking income and expenses throughout the year. One of the most common pitfalls freelancers encounter is poor record keeping. It might seem tedious, but meticulously logging your income, and more importantly, your expenses, plays a critical role in tax compliance. Every payment received should be tracked. Equally, every cost that supports your business activities can potentially reduce your taxable income. If you use a specific part of your home exclusively for your work, replace your computer, or cover the cost of utilities and supplies, these could be deductible expenses. Therefore, keeping a precise record of these transactions is absolutely indispensable. Speaking of deductibles, let's explore the expenses that are particularly relevant to freelancers and how you can maximize these deductions. Look at your home office scenario. If you have a dedicated space for work, you may be eligible for the home office deduction. This requires you to calculate the portion of your home's square footage used solely and regularly for business and apply it to your utilities, rent, or mortgage. Then there's business equipment, travel often linked to client meetings, and of course meals and entertainment provided they meet specific criteria. These all potentially reduce your taxable income if adequately documented. Next, on our list of tax nuances for gig workers, let's tackle estimated tax payments. As mentioned earlier, freelancers are expected to make these payments quarterly. Failing to do so can result in penalties. The challenge is determining how much to pay in advance, which involves calculating your expected annual tax liability and dividing it into 4 quarterly payments. Use your previous year's tax return as a benchmark to guide this process. Remember, it's better to overestimate than underestimate, as any overpaid amount rolls over as a credit or a refund for next year. With many tax dynamics at play, surviving the freelancer tax terrain requires awareness of common pitfalls. Disregarding quarterly payments, underestimating self-employment tax, neglecting to file because it's too little an amount, and failing to maintain sufficient records of income and expenses, these can land you in hot water with the IRS. Additionally, a large tax bill you didn't anticipate could catch you off guard come April if you haven't saved throughout the year. An often overlooked blunder is crediting income to the wrong year, especially with late 1099 forms. So be mindful of cross-year income acknowledgement. By now, you might be wondering what strategies successful freelancers employ to keep their tax situation in check. In the realm of effective strategies, regular bookkeeping takes center stage. Using professional tools to invoice clients, track expenses, and calculate tax payments makes handling taxes less intimidating. Real-life examples involve using software like QuickBooks or hiring a bookkeeper periodically to keep everything lined up. Additionally, opening a separate bank account for all your freelancing finances helps maintain clear records. Practical tools and resources can further simplify tax management, so let's talk about what's out there. Tax software can automate calculations and remind you of quarterly payment due dates. Apps such as Expensify facilitate expense tracking on the go, while platforms like TurboTax lead you through self-employment specifics when it's time to file. These tools can significantly reduce human error, which introduces stress in your accounting life. Let's reiterate the importance of knowing key tax deadlines and filing requirements. Mark these crucial dates: January 15th for the last quarter estimate of the previous year, and don't forget to file your annual return by April 15th, unless you decide to file for an extension. These deadlines are non-negotiable, and missing them can mean penalties or more severe consequences. Planning out your income estimates, deductions, and savings in advance and revising them over the year can help streamline the process, eliminating the last-minute rush. In addition to doing what you can on your own, never underestimate the benefits of consulting a tax professional. A nuanced view of your personal financial picture and informed understanding of all deductions and exemptions is imperative. Tax professionals can offer tailored advice, spot opportunities for savings you might miss, and shoulder some of the compliance burdens you'd face alone. Last, but certainly not least, maintaining proper records is the backbone of successful tax compliance as a freelancer. Organize your receipts, bank statements, contracts, and invoices. Doing this not only supports deductions but also forms the solid foundation required to fend off potential audits, especially important in cases of travel and dining related to business, as these need proper documentation more than ever. As we wrap up, remember that gig workers and freelancers have immense control over their work, but with it comes the responsibility to manage their tax data appropriately. Today, we unraveled the intricacies of managing taxes as a freelancer, emphasizing the importance of understanding obligations, tracking every cent of income and expense, capitalizing on deductions, and meeting deadlines. We considered practical ways to simplify this process through technology and professional advice while highlighting real-life strategies that others have successfully executed. With a combination of proactive measures and learning from common mistakes to avoid, you're empowered to tackle tax season as a gig worker with greater confidence. Thanks for tuning in to Tax Smarts Unlocked. I'm your host, David Robson. Let's keep your hard-earned money where it belongs, your pocket.
Thank you for joining us on Tax Smarts Unlocked, the ultimate podcast for individuals and small business owners ready to conquer the tax landscape with confidence. Hosted by seasoned tax professional David Robson of Premier Tax and Business Services, each episode has been carefully crafted to provide you with insightful advice on proactive tax planning. By adopting a smarter tax approach, you can focus on what you do best, growing your wealth and your business. We're here to guide you every step of the way. Don't miss an episode. Subscribe to Tax Smarts Unlocked on your favorite podcast platform and unlock the secrets to confident tax planning. Remember, it's time to take control of your taxes and unleash your full financial potential.